tell me, I mean, as someone who literally, you know, knows everything pretty much about this that you can know, were you surprised by this arrest today? Is this at all what you expected?
Well, boy, Brian, I was thrilled by the arrest, and I have great confidence that law enforcement has put together a really strong case. That arrest affidavit and hearing that evidence today was really something. Not normally do we hear that, but you know, I find it so fascinating in these serial killer cases, or at least in the case of this one, an alleged serial killer, that there are so many similarities between one and another. And over the coming days, I think we're going to have neighbors stepping up, friends, coworkers, maybe even family members who say, this guy doesn't fit the monster that we each create in our mind when we think of a serial predator. And so I guess my answer is kind of a no, but I'm not surprised to learn that he's been successful in parts of his life. I suspect he's got some, that he's a little bit eccentric, and we're going to hear more about that, maybe hear about some of his deviant behaviors and thoughts. We certainly are seeing the hand tipped a little in that regard. So no, I'm not surprised, but this is why these guys are so successful.
Yeah, I'm so interested to see what unfolds next, because now that his picture is out there and his name is out there, there could very well be people from the last 20 or 30 years who come forward and say, wait a minute, I recognize that guy. I saw him over at a dumpster, or I saw him over on the side of the road. We could really be at just the tip of the iceberg on this thing.
Yeah, and I think you're right. And just the fact that he's got this massive frame, that he's big, been described in a number of different ways. Things are going to come out, you know, and when I teach university students or police officers about criminal behavior, I always jump into this idea that there are three personas basically in our lives. There's this public side like you and I are showing right now, where we put our best forward. And then there's this private side where we sometimes say things that we regret, or we maybe even do some things that we regret, but we kind of stay in the right area and in the right space. But it's usually the victims of these serial predators who see that secret side where the devil really emerges. And sadly, most oftentimes they don't live to talk about it.
Yeah, I think that's what's so creepy about all of this, is that here you have an architect on the outside, a family man, looked the part. It just makes everybody sort of wonder, like, gosh, who could I know who has this like secret side to them? Mike King, thank you so much for joining us tonight. We really appreciate it.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.